We'll wait a little bit, let all you guys catch up. I just started this live, so let's see. Chat. How is everyone doing this lovely Monday? Monday. Everyone loves a Monday. We got our first, we got our second. Keep them coming, guys, while I load up my comments. We'll go here. All right. Go here. Okay, guys, that's enough people. Show off my Evo. My Evo is at home. I have that at home, not here. Good day. Ooh, we got some Hulk emoji hands. So obviously you're a member. I wish more people would use the Hulk emojis. If you guys are members, I made them myself. They're really fun. See, look at that. License plate in view over shoulder. You know, a lot of people say that. What does that matter? Like, what are you gonna do with the license plate? Any video ever of any like street work on the freeway, you can pull a license plate from anything. Oh, that's Caesar, by the way. We just got done from this call. And instead of waiting 5 seconds, people have to drive around into the other side. Horrible. LA. How do you survive in the weather? Oh, very easy. It's not that cold, honestly. You just have a light sweater on. Good chance to plug my new zipper hoodie, but it's really not that cold. Compared to that to the Midwest, the New York, and the East Coast and all that stuff, this is heaven. What's up, Australia? What's up, Gilbert? The wet weather keeping you busy? Yeah, very. As you can see here, a lot of the trucks are out. Obviously the two rotators, but where my Denali's at, that spot there, the Landau's out. Caesar just got back, but yeah, it's incredibly busy. Are you guys selling OG Hulk or keeping it in the fleet? Hulk is sold already. As much as that pains me to say, but it's going to hopefully a good owner. No need for keeping it here. I think my Wi-Fi is a little jacked up. Find the address that it's licensed to. Again, and do what with that info? You'll find the address, and then what? You can go outside at any mall, any restaurant, spend 2 hours and collect 1,000 license plates. What do you do with that info? It just... People are too paranoid. Who crashes more, men or women? Well, in my line of field, the heavy duty aspect, it's predominantly, we're all heavy duty here. So it's just statistically, there's a huge disproportional amount of men towards women for CDL holders. So I'm gonna see men more often. Now, if it was flipped and I did light duty only, I don't know. I'm not in the light duty business. I'm enjoying the second channel. Thank you. The Pepe's Road Rescue is mine. I get that so many. I've been plugging it a lot, but people still comment saying that it's an imposter. It's not. Someone that approached me that I worked with in the past, that those kinds of channels are very popular. What they do is they take a lot of my videos and they kind of like put them together in one. So you get like 3-4 videos in one. It cuts out mostly all the talking. It's all action. I think they add captions and effects and stuff just to make it a little bit more binge worthy. But if you guys haven't checked it out, Pepe's Road Rescue. In fact, I might be able to drop it right here in the link. If y'all don't mind, it would be cool to give it a follow. And I do not have it. You know what? Screw it. Let me find it. Bear with me. Yeah, I don't have it on here. I don't want to find it. Anyways, back to this. Let's get those comments going, guys. Good evening, Brazil. What's up, Brazil? Any opinion on Gavin Newsom's revoking 17,000 illegal CDLs? That's a good question. You know, a lot of people think that that's the cause of all these accidents, right? As if before that, no one crashed. I mean, obviously the Holmes was invented for a reason, right? And that was like 100 years ago. These rotators are brand new, or pretty new compared to, you know, the 2020. Rotators were invented like, what is it, 80 something, 40 years ago? Way before all this, you know, illegal CDL stuff. So I don't think it's gonna prevent the crashes and all that. Will it slow it down? I don't know, maybe. I think what it really comes down to is the brokers, the companies, they're just hiring the cheapest of the cheap. They want to pay the least amount as possible. So that's the kind of clientele you attract. So I really don't think it's going to change much. Is Hulk going to stay local? I can't answer that yet. I will soon though once 2.0 gets here. Hello from San Antonio, Texas. Would you ever consider a 75-ton twin steer? No, for the simpler reason of why. If we already have a 75-ton, which is this beautiful truck right here. On something like that, that's $1 million plus 0.5 purchase. To just what, I mean, there's just no justification there if we already have a 75-ton. It's pouring in Tarzana. Funny how you have no rain there. I know, it's funny how the weather works. LA County is like 500 square miles. You can go to one end and it's practically snowing, and you can go to the other end and there's like some sunlight cracking. I'm smack dab in the middle in East LA, and it's overcast. It's a little chilly, but it's not that bad. Josh, did Alex evict you from the podcast studio? Hilarious. I was in my office, but before I hit enter, I figured, why not just little change of pace? I get fresh air, you know. That way you guys can also see the trucks in the background. Maybe I'll be on this side more so you guys can get a shot of Flipper and Hulk. Can you go over the trucks you got in the yard behind you? This one right here. Uh-oh. Let me get the comments out of the way so I can see what I'm pointing at. You got Hulk and Flipper, the two rotators. Then on this side, this one's Unit 83. That's primarily assigned to Castro, who's a night driver. This one right here is the Beast, or 4-axle DTU. That's Eddie's truck, Unit 21, but he's off today. Then I got two flatbeds right here and Dave's rotator, who's a night guy. Everyone else is out. When the new tow truck coming? I wish it was here already. When I posted that video, when I picked up, when I seen Hulk 2.0 for the first time, you guys all heard, they said it was a couple weeks away from being finished. That was mid-October. We're now in mid-November. Still no Hulk 2.0. At this rate, I don't know what the holdup is, but I'd rather they not rush it. So now I'm getting the end of November, beginning of December. And it's already mid-November, so we're in the final stretch. You know, I've waited this long. What's another couple of weeks? It just sucks, though, because I plan on seeing Murphy's Diesel, Ron Pratt, doing the whole road trip. I wanted as much sunlight as possible in that. Now I'm going to be making this trip possibly in December. You know, probably going to get nothing but snowstorms. I mean, rainstorms the whole way. It's going to kind of suck for when I want to do these collaborations with all these other companies. Oh, thank you, Wheels, for highlighting the Pepe's Road Rescue. That is my secondary channel. Can I pin your comment? Pin message. If you guys don't mind, give it a follow. It costs you nothing, and then you can mute it afterwards, because more than likely, if you're here, you see the videos here first. What towing software do we use? We use Towbook. I think everyone in the industry uses Towbook, just so you guys can see what we're talking about. It's very simplistic, but it works for what we do. I don't need much more. So if I hit this button right here, this is what it looks like on my end. You just have calls as they come in, whether they're an account, police, or private. You put in all the information. You hit the send button to the driver. The driver gets an alert on the phone. Hey, you have a new tow request with all the information. It's really easy. I don't have a need for anything more than this, and I'm very, very satisfied with Towbook. You got the pictures of the old truck you drove before Hulk. I do not. They're gonna probably be in an older account or something like that. I didn't search too hard, so apologies, but I will get those. It'll be great as the evolution of when Hulk 2.0 gets here to show that one compared to this one right here behind me, and then 2.0. What's Josh? Is Pepe's hiring? No, but Pepe's is huge. Like I said, we span like 12 locations in 3 counties. My dad and I manage Los Angeles County, and we're exclusively heavy duty here. So most people that want to apply, they drive flatbed, or they say stuff like, I drive a tractor trailer or landau. We would need someone that can jump in this truck right here and immediately take off on a call, do a quick recovery, tow a set of doubles. So we're not hiring, we rarely do, but if we do, heavy duty experience is an absolute mandatory. Just got off a week of police rotation at my company. It's been a busy week. Be safe. Thank you, sir. What company do you work at? Can't wait to get her zip sweaters. Honestly, so I design all these myself, right? I get the format. I never had the zipper ones, but I had made a draft of these, and I made Alex one and I made myself one with Hulk on the back and then Flipper on the back for his. And they were just sitting in my draft. So I was going through my online merch site and I seen they were still stuck there. I didn't think they would be popular at all because I already have a pullover hoodie. So I made them public, and holy crap, next to the calendar has been my best selling item. So thank you guys so much for all the support for the hoodies. Just go to my Fourth Wall website. I'll comment it right now if you're interested, but I mean, they're awesome. And weather like this where it's cold, but not like, you know, below zero, and it's not pouring, this thing is awesome. It's lightweight, it's easy to put on. So let me just go on to Fourth Wall really quick. Damn it. Password. Thank goodness I got password managers for everything. Bro, what is wrong with you? Technical difficulty, guys. Trying to sign into my account to get there. We go. My website is live. All right, show me the link. Home, products. So right now I'm about to paste the link for the brand new zipper item that I'm wearing right now. And it's now back to unlimited stock. I did have issues with it selling out so fast because I had it as a limited release, but pasting as we speak in 3, 2, 1. People almost always crashing, dude. Like this guy right here. Let me just pull the camera. Out of nowhere, this guy just pulled over, and this is hilarious. I don't know if you guys have this in your area. People think, oh, and it's Caesar's Uber Eats. Hilarious. Caught on 4K. That does not change the point of what I'm trying to talk about, though. People like that, tell me if you guys see this in your areas. Just because you hit your flashers, your emergency four-ways, people think that makes you invincible. Like you could just pull over in the middle of the freeway during rush hour, and as long as you hit your flashers, it's cool, I got the flashers on. That guy is not too smart. Right there in between the 2 lanes, there's a double yellow you could park in between. Could have pulled into here. I mean, the gate's open. See, he almost got rear-ended. Well, heard that honking. All right, back to the comments. Outside looks cool, something different. Oh, thank you. Oh, shoot. The freaking auto track came on. I'll leave it on for now. 87 degrees in Texas. Damn, it's rare that people have it hotter than us. Well, except Arizona. That sounds beautiful right now. How many children does Alex have? I don't know. Ask him. What's the reason for using shackles instead of just hooking the eyes on the hook? I get this question on every single video and live, but that just means that you guys are new. Very, very, very simple. You have different shackles for different configurations of things. Right now, just Google what I'm about to type, DD ratio. DD ratio is distance to diameter. So when you use a sling as a basket, to get its true basket configuration of doubling it up, you have to have an X amount of DD ratio. So your snatch block is one size period, no matter what you put on it, whether it's a chain, whether it's a sling, whether it's whatever, whether I'm putting my hand in there. When you use a sling, whether it's your 1/2 inch, your 5/8, your 3/4, my Baileys with the urethane, each one of those is gonna have a different DD ratio. That's why we have different lengths, different sizes of shackles. You know, my 12-ton, my wide body ones. You use the wide body ones, first of all, to get as much of the working load limit as possible when you're, you know, doubled up or even in a vertical. And also because snatch blocks generally, they're more jagged on the inside of them. The shackles we use for slings stay 100% for slings. So it also prevents, you know, cutting up the slings that you put them directly in the snatch block. Is the shredder around? He's actually on a job right now. He's in the Landau. He's doing an excavator transport. Hopefully he gets back while I'm still on the live. Josh, the new truck should be the Red Hulk. Nope, not doing the Red Hulk. When Caltrans is called out, who pays the bill? Great question, I have no idea. I'm guessing the same one who pays our bill, just whoever the owner of the truck is. Road 1, San Diego. I've heard of Road 1, you guys are pretty big. Stay safe out there, bro. How many 50-ton rotators do you have in the fleet besides Hulk? Hulk's the only 50-ton. So these two right here, it's a 75 and a 50. Dave's truck right here, let's see if it'll follow me. Right there, that's a 40-ton. My dad's is a 60, and Chris has 160 and 140 in Inland Empire. So just 150-ton. Does Carlos still work for you? I met him a few years ago as he bought Land Rover parts. He does not, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. I will say that he did hit me up for a job recently, and also recently a year ago, and also my dad again, but Carlos, if you're watching this, not interested, bro. Josh, real quick, gotta tell you, my wife absolutely became obsessed with you and Alex binge watching. Binge watchers are the best. Thank you guys so much for the support. And thank you also for representing the sweaters you guys just bought in Colorado. That's awesome. What's up, Rich from Sacramento? Cheers from Chile. Ooh, we got Chile in the house. That's awesome. My South American fam. Uber and Lyft think they can stop anywhere and let passengers in or out. Thank you. So it's not just people with four-way flashers, but I have noticed that Uber and Lyft in general think that they're immune to traffic laws because they're in an Uber or a Lyft vehicle. Hilarious. Any chance you come out with high-vis style merch so it can be worn while at work? Genius, genius. That's a great idea. That's an absolutely fantastic idea. And check this out. I'm gonna show you guys something. Look at this guy. Another four-way flasher bandit. Just dropped off by an Uber. That is hilarious. Caught on 4K again. As we're just talking about Uber drivers saying they can drop anywhere. That is funny, guys. Let me take off the live track. And adjust this. There we go. But yeah, a vest would be great. I'd have to think of a way how to properly do it though, because it would have to meet, like every state has different like ANSI requirements, lighting and all that, but that's a good idea. Why does LA County Fire have a tow truck? That's been discussed to death on this channel as well. Very simple. Where you're from is probably, I mean, LA is, you don't gotta explain how huge LA is, right? We have a lot more vehicle accidents than I would say probably almost anywhere. A lot of those are life or death situations. I've been to many a scene where there's drivers trapped underneath containers, because I just posted one today as a short where a container fell on top of a car and the guy was trapped inside. On a situation like that, they're trained for extraction, emergency extraction. Cars go flying and they land in like a Dunkin' Donuts or something and the guy's still in there. That's what they're trained for and that's what they have it for. It's not used often, but they do have it. How many trucks do you have total? Well, I know this off the top of my head because we're renewing insurance. Don't even ask me how much. You'd shoot yourself if you found out what we're paying. 102 pieces of equipment in Pepe's Inc. It's a lot. Why do these truck drivers never know the weight in the trailers when you ask them? Dude, everyone came out the woodwork on this one because I asked that question very nonchalantly, just joking, saying one day I'm going to get a driver that knows. And a lot of people, oh, well, I don't know. But it's funny because it's a mix. I have some people saying I've been driving for 30 years and I always know the weight. And then you get these new guys that just got their CDL that don't know the weight. How can you not know? If you pick something up, obviously that load is destined for someone that's expecting it. Whoever's expecting it must know what they're receiving. So paperwork on that load exists. It has to exist. There's no excuse for not knowing the weight in your load. I'm sorry, bar none. It exists. You know how I know? Because these people that don't know, off the scene, off the record, when it's time to call the company for payment or something like that, they know. The guy in my last video that I just posted who didn't know, half an hour later when he pulled it up on his phone, he did have it. You see, it exists. So there's no excuse to not know your weight. And the reason I need to know is because I need to know how to do my job as safely as possible and efficient. You see, when we get to these scenes, we work out the whole game plan in the beginning and just execute it. But what we use for rigging varies based on what the weight is. So if it's an empty container, so we'll barrel roll that thing with, my Bailey's mini slings. Easy, 12-ton shackles each. If it's something like a 60,000 pound load, scrap metal, something crazy, well, you got to rig each corner to 50%. So I got to rig to 30% on just one corner. I need to use my big boy stuff, my 5/8 Bailey's grommet slings and the 18-ton shackles. So this stuff does matter to us. And that's us. I mean, we could do them no matter how heavy they are. This mainly matters for those who only have a 40-ton rotator and one heavy wrecker or two heavy wreckers. That's why you see you guys send me stuff all the time of chain snapping and whatever. This is why that matters. You need to know your weight, guys. Do better. Is Dom still there? Oh, damn, Gary, you're an OG viewer. Dom hasn't been here for years. He went back to like Canada or Connecticut. Something with the C. How much have rain increased your calls? This season, not much at all. Not much at all. Usually it does. Hey, from Canada. I watch your channel every night with my 6-year-old son and he loves the recoveries. Dude, that's awesome. Tell your son Josh says what's up. Does your dad loan Inland Empire Towing? Inland Pepe Towing too? Pepe's Inc. is one company, right? Let me put it this way. It's a weird way to explain it, but it just came to the top of my head. Target, Walmart, AutoZone, they all have one CEO, right, that owns them all. But the AutoZone here and one across the street or another city are managed separately. That's a horrible analogy. Yes, so my dad and my Uncle Manny, they're the owners of Pepe's Inc. All of Pepe's Inc. All of this. But the way they run them independently. So my uncle manages the Inland Empire division, with his staff, and my dad and I stay in LA and we manage here. But when it comes to insurance meetings, all that stuff, we're all one. It's all one tax ID number, one MCP, one US DOT number on all the trucks. But we're pretty much, we run things, independently of each other. Hello from Port Lavaca, Texas. Hello, when you get in your new truck in 3 weeks, hopefully. High-vis winter hat should be easy to put a logo on. Good suggestion. Is it possible to have the new and old hook do a recovery together? Oh, that would be a dream. In fact, I would like to do it myself. I've done recoveries myself. I work with companies like City Tow and whatnot, where I've taken the other person's like rotator remote and I'm doing everything together. My dad's done it, Alex has done it, Dave's done it. That would be a cool thing to do, even if it's not a true recovery on the road. Maybe something here in the yard, we could flip a trailer or something and one last hoorah for Hulk 1.0. Connecticut to the check-in. Goodness, it's crazy when I do a little tangent and I come back and you guys blow up the chat. All right, let's start from here. 102 is crazy. The insurance, I don't even want to imagine. You don't want to imagine what we're paying. I'll give you a hint though. I'm not going to tell you whether it's at the very bottom of this or more mid-tier, but it's 7 figures. 7 figures for insurance. Remember that next time you guys say a tow truck's too much money or why did you charge me this? When everyone in California is playing out the yin yang for tow truck insurance. No one wants to insure tow trucks. Everyone's getting hit. I know companies with a 40% increase, 50, 100% increase. It's crazy. If you wear flip-flops and you don't know the weight or what you're hauling, you shouldn't be a trucker. Crazy how that's now a controversial opinion. Bring out the Evo next live stream. Good idea. The weight should be the first thing you want to know. You figure, right? Do you need tickets to rig and use crane? These aren't cranes. They're heavy wreckers with crane-like capabilities. It's just, imagine a heavy wrecker with a 360-degree boom. How are things going there after all those fake IDs? It has not impacted me in the slightest. Josh, how many tires does Pepe's own? It's a funny question, smart one. All right, so this is the guy. I'm gonna call you out on this one. But when you just had an accident, the weight you have has slipped your mind. You're probably thinking about losing your job. That's such a cop-out. How does that affect every single person at the same time? Those people don't know their weight, period, because they don't say, I forgot. They don't know, period, and they have to like call their boss or something like that. I'm sure it happens to a lot of people, but they can remember everything else. If you don't know your weight, you don't know your weight. It's just simple. Let's just chalk it up to the fact that people aren't trained as much as before, that these people are getting paid less than they should be getting paid, and that attracts more undesirables, you know, as opposed to the guy that's been doing this for 30 years that demands a more premium rate. There's no excuse for this guy. Stop it. Don't justify this behavior. You mentioned in a previous video that you can't use synthetic ropes on the winch. Why does the CHP have them? CHP doesn't have tow trucks, so I don't know what you're talking about. Unless you mean the fire department, and that's the case, they're not regulated by CHP. Easy question. The load of plastics that tipped the other day, who is liable for the load shifting if the driver doesn't have access to the sealed container? That's a chicken or the egg question. What came first? How do you know the load shifted before it rolled? When we opened it, of course it shifted because I opened it and you could see it then. My opinion, guys, without throwing anyone under the bus, 90% of all these wrecks are caused by speed. Bar none, done. Doesn't matter, load shift or not. Because the 1,000 other trucks and the 1,000, you know, before that same morning that took that on-ramp didn't flip. So there's a common denominator here. I think speed has a lot to do with it, because if your load is unstable or it's not properly strapped, if you just take a corner like that banks, those U ones, those clover-shaped ones, at a reasonable speed, and you exit at a reasonable speed, you should be fine. It's not gonna magically slide. It's when you start going fast, because when you go fast, you also brake fast. All that combined, it's not rocket science. I put my life on it, well, not my life on it, I'll put my rotator on it. That if you had imaginary or like somehow secret cameras in all of these and we were able to monitor the statistics, speed would be the #1 cause by 5-fold. Drove by the yard this weekend. Total fangirl moment. That's what's up. Josh, have you ever encountered any animals when you do a job? No. Coyotes here and there, bunnies, raccoons. I've seen deer, like Bambi. Are any of the rollbacks special by what they can carry or that integrated side puller? Negative. Our flatbeds are just flatbeds. We call our rollbacks flatbeds. Are you able to show the tri-drive behind you? This one? That's Eddie's truck. You know what? Screw it. That's why I'm out here, right? So, I'm about to show you guys the truck we call the Beast. Why am I walking backwards like an idiot? Because I forgot to hit the flip screen mode. And now I'm committed to the picture, so I'm about to show you guys Eddie's truck. But before I crash into my Denali, let me put my thing down. Give you guys a quick tour of this one. Doesn't come out in nearly enough videos as it should, but this one we call the Beast. DTU, if you guys are in the industry, there's supposed to be a detachable tow unit, right? In theory, what you do is you drop the underlift, and these things have almost like an outrigger system that comes out. You see this? You would put them in here, they drop here, and then you split the fifth wheel and you pull forward. Now this is just the tractor. There's no more towing unit. The towing unit is now on the ground, and you can go use this as a tractor when you want to tow you back up to it. This one though is permanent. So it's no longer a detachable tow unit. It's a permanent DTU. But ain't she pretty? It's such a good work truck, man. This thing will tow anything. Loaded fuel tankers, sets of doubles, tractor trailers, all day, any day. And this is the one when we get calls like going to Vegas and stuff, and whatnot, that's the truck we use. Eddie really likes those Vegas runs. A little podcast station. $1 million in insurance a year, and this is my live setup. All right, guys, we are back. Hello. Well, that was a fun little tour of the Beast. See how many comments I got in that meantime. Oh, wow. I need to catch up big time. I seen on, oh, Frank the Handyman. Dude, okay, so Frank right here, I'm gonna heart your comment. I can't heart your comment. But Frank over here sent me an original 1979/1980 Hulk comic book in great condition for being, what, 20 to 45 years old. So I ordered something, Frank, on Amazon. It's a comic book holder, like in a plexi thing, and I'm gonna put it on my wall right there. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Amazing, dude. Do you find most recoveries are covered by insurance or out of pocket? Insurance. But here's the thing is everyone, it's a correlation, right? The drivers that don't know their weight are the ones that flip. You know, the rookie guys, the ones that drive automatics, can't drive stick, don't know how to do tug tests. Those same guys are also most likely going to be the least insured people on the road. So it is a pain sometimes to fight for that when they only have liability or something, or they're pulling $1 million worth of cargo and they only have $5,000 cargo limit, 5,000 tractor, 5,000 trailer. It's crazy how people, you guys watching this, be careful on the roads. You have no idea how bad the insurance industry is for tractor trailers and freight and all that. So it is difficult. All right, where did I leave off at? Whoa. Did you get rid of the trailer from the 3 truck right yet? Oh, that's another good question. I don't know if I can show it to you because the Wi-Fi will cut out, but that 3 truck wreck, the one I showed you right here that has the trailer still, they just paid for it finally, that one. So thank goodness, man. I thought we were gonna get stuck with that one, but the company paid out of pocket. They didn't want to wait for their insurance because it's a big accident thing. So they paid out of pocket for it, and we're actually gonna take it to scrap. So finally we're getting rid of that. How much does a flip over cost? That's a funny way to phrase it, a flip over. I'm gonna start calling it that from now on. Varies on so many factors, bud. So many factors. 2,000 to 20,000. It could be anywhere in between, depends. Have you tried the kinetic energy drink? I have not. I'll have to look into that. It sounds interesting. Why no more earrings? I've answered this a ton of times too. People thought I had surgery to close them up, but I didn't. I could still stick my pinky in there if I want. I have kids, little babies, especially my son Aries. He's a monster. He likes to grab everything, destroy everything, play with everything, my face. So he kept pulling, like they like to grab my ears. He kept pulling them out and I would lose them. Like I'd be on the bed and it would come out and I would lose it between the covers or whatever. So I kept them out, and then that turned into like a week and then 2 weeks and I just completely forgot. There's nothing really to it. I was thinking of putting them back in, but that's it because of my kids. They don't let me have nice things. They have all the nice things now. Your setup works. Thank you. What is your favorite work boots? Let me show this really quick. My favorite work boots, bar none. Look how easy this is to take off, by the way. So these are the I actually bought these myself. They didn't give me these. These are, I went up a size to 10 because the 9.5 was a little too tight. These Brunt ones with the steel toe, composite and all that, the protection on the bottom. I've done a few videos where I show off the Brunt workwear. I still have a promo. If you guys are interested, let me see if I could find it. If you go to bruntworkwear.com, anything you buy when you check out, type in the code. I don't want to give you guys the wrong code. I want to see if I still know it off the top of my head, but let me verify. I think it's Pepe 10, P-E-P-E 10. But hold on, let me verify. Like I said, I don't want to give you guys the wrong information. I spy Alex. All right. Don't you hate when you want to pull something up with the quickness? Oh, it is raining. I'm getting stuff on my screen. Yep, it's Pepe 10. P-E-P-E and then the number 10. That's the checkout link for Brunt. I highly recommend you check them out. I have not looked back since that first promo I did, like 2 years ago. I exclusively do. In fact, my shorts are Brunt. If you guys see that Brunt logo, my socks are Brunt. Even my boxers are Brunt. So I'm a huge fan of Brunt now. They make great workwear, man. Especially for those that do super long 12-hour shifts, sweating all day, all that. Instead of stopping this, let me, bear with me, guys. I'm gonna just take this inside really quick and finish up. I'm gonna finish up the podcast in my office. The podcast, the live, I mean. I wanted to keep this going for like 45 minutes. Looks like Alex is playing with the forklift. Hi, Josh. Okay. Put my live equipment back in before it gets all soaked. Down you go. Back to my warm office. Check this out, by the way. I've shown this off too, but I have a fancy fingerprint reader door, so I just put my finger here. Isn't that sick? Sure is. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties. All right. Back in my warm, cozy office. Started to rain on me. That was a fail. So let's hammer this out fast. I got to get back to work, which entails a lot. Just to give you guys a quick rundown before I load up the chat again. Work. I probably get about 70 emails a day. Easy. First thing I do is I spend my first hour every morning doing emails, in case you're wondering about the background of what I do, like what else my role is here. Emails are huge. Then it's pricing. So I price every single towing invoice. So like today, let's say we have 30 calls, 30 tows or whatever like that. I price every single individual once, send them to the respective accounts, process all the mail, fun stuff, projects. Right now working on a project for the Office of Finance, boring paperwork stuff. Permanently busy. Oh, and then on top of making this lovely content for all you guys, my Instagram has blown up. I had my first 1 million view reel from that job Saturday. I did it in a day and a half, 1 million views. Follow Pepisto on Instagram if you guys haven't yet. Please, same thing with my Facebook and the TikTok. I'm taking those serious again. But yeah, I completely dropped the ball. Let me catch up on the comments now. Years ago, you towed my doubles to Vegas. Ooh, nice. Vegas. Are you on call? I'm always on call. Are any of your neighbors around the yard ever complain to y'all about anything? Surprisingly, no. We're a staple over here. Plus, we were here first. My dad purchased this building, this land, probably his best investment ever. If you guys know about property, it could only go up, right? Especially in a place like LA County. He got this land for like $400,000 back in the mid 90s. You know what, mid to late 90s. And you can only imagine what it's worth now. So, genius. A tow truck driver in Dallas, Texas flipped on the freeway, swerving to avoid a disabled car, and he was dangling over the bridge. Oh, I've seen that. That was like more than a week ago, I think. Oh, you said a few weeks ago. Yeah, that was a crazy one. Where you work, is it 24? It's 24 hours. We're pretty huge, so there's always drivers here. Always, and always a live dispatcher. It's not outsourced. Now, if it's super busy, like say the 2 night guys are out, yeah, we might have to call someone in, like Jojo, myself, Alex, my dad even. But for the most part, no, we have a full staff, 24/7, 365, because accidents don't take a break. I'm back. Mike Rhodes, my buddy. Mike Rhodes is a true OG from the very beginning that supported this channel when I had nothing. So, Mike Rhodes, hello. Use code, yeah, I know. Oh, that's hilarious. Sometimes I think I'm so clever and witty, and then you guys in the comments just write stuff like that, and it's the funniest thing ever. That's a good one. I should make that for Christmas. Yeah, I know. On my website. Alex looks like the Mexican Terminator. Josh, get used to it with the kids' babies. They come first in everything you do. Oh, of course. My kids are my life. When do you start the podcast? Good question, Mike Rhodes. Good question. I need to figure that out. What's under the car cover? Oh, that's Jojo's car. He's got an old school classic car, fully restored. I don't want to take the cover off and he'll beat me up. Oh, hello, Melly. Long time no talk. There should be a setting to reverse the picture. All the text is backwards. I'm not sure if that's you that brings that up every single time, but trust me, it's a YouTube thing, because on my app, you obviously have it reversed. So if I were to take a selfie myself, not on YouTube Live, but just using my phone, everything's mirrored correctly, right? It's done in the camera. But when I use YouTube Live, I don't think there's an option for that. It overwrites that, and it doesn't use the default, camera controls or settings. It's horrible. Like, I only have 3 buttons here that I can control. There's, oops, that's one of them. There's the audio button, and then this one to flip the screen the other way, but there's no way to invert it. So, sorry guys. Make Mike Rhodes a mod. Now, if you guys don't know, Mike Rhodes is one of the lucky winners of the Blue Eddy giveaway that I had. That thing was a nightmare to ship, by the way. It cost me an arm and a leg. But a promise is a promise, and he was a winner of that contest. Shredder is cool, isn't he? Okay, so right here, Kanaka Rideshare 288 said if you shoot with your back camera, it'll fix the problems because you sit with your front camera, it reverses it. Yes, and I bought something for that. When you shoot with your rear camera, you also can't frame it. I can't see if I'm in the shot or not, you know, whatever. But I bought one of those cool AirPlay things that you just put on the back of your phone, or you just hold it and it's a screen and it AirPlays. So I can start now filming. It should come in today, actually, maybe tomorrow. I can start filming with the back camera, the better quality camera, while being able to see what's on that screen, so I can always be in frame. It's gonna be amazing. The things I do for this channel, guys. And you know what? It's officially 48 minutes into this, 46, so I have to bounce. You guys have been wonderful. Stick around. Saturday's video was popular. I got one coming out tomorrow for a car fishing job I did. I've been working crazy overtime on making my social medias themselves, like Insta and all that, like the best. So subscribe to all that, guys. There's a little picture by you, Hulk. That one, that's my daughter. Yeah, I put her. I got that as a gift as a pillow from my wife. So that's awesome. But like I said, I'm outro, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace.